Alrighty, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Quarantine Cocktails. I took a couple days off and was not doing any live streams, but I was still drinking, so just wasn't filming it because I wasn't making cocktails. But it's Friday, and there was that video of Stanley Tucci. Don't know about the pronunciation there. Of him making a Negroni and putting it into a shaker. And that is not how you are supposed to do that. And this is coming from someone who a month and a half ago made a boulevardier in a shaker. But now I know better. So I thought I would make my version of a Negroni. And I say my version because I'm going to do a little bit different ratio this afternoon and not do a 1:1:1 ratio of gin, Campari, and Sweet Vermouth. And so all you need for a Negroni is gin, Sweet Vermouth, which I should honestly probably get a new bottle of because I didn't know you had to refrigerate it, and it sat out on my shelf for about a month, so yeah. And then Campari. And so, quick story, when I was in Scotland, in Glasgow, last December, I went to this great Mediterranean restaurant, and they had a hibiscus Negroni, and it was delicious. So I need to figure out how to make that, because that was just so good. So, to make this, we're going to use our mixing glass. We're going to fill it with some ice. So let me get some ice. Still haven't reordered or attempted to order the big ice cube trays yet, because for some reason Amazon considers those not essential and it'll take me a month to get them, so I haven't ordered the big ice trays yet. Alright, and so to make this, we're gonna do, so like I said, instead of a 1:1:1 ratio, I'm gonna modify mine a little bit because I don't, the taste of this vermouth is a little overpowering, I think, with the 1:1:1 ratio. So I'm going to start with a 1/2 ounce of sweet vermouth and sort of modify the ratio of the other alcohol to that. So I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of that. And then I'm going to do an ounce of Campari. Whoops, and spill it everywhere, as is normal for quarantine cocktails, so I'm not going to try and be fancy with that. Oops. Also, if someone could tell Stanley to please call me and we'll do a quarantine cocktail collaboration, that would be great. Alright, and so since we're not doing a 1:1:1 ratio, instead of 1 ounce of gin, I'm going to do 1.5 ounces of gin. Because I only did a 1/2 ounce of the sweet vermouth. I just bought some brandy and some dry vermouth, and I can't remember why I bought them. All I know is I read a recipe, some cocktail recipe that I wanted to make, and I can't remember which one. It needed those ingredients, so there were probably multiple cocktails that needed those ingredients, and I just can't remember now, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Alright, now I'm just gonna stir this until this is chilled, so I need to do a drunk cocktail hour. Yeah, but I haven't been drinking today because I was in meetings. until about 3:30. My hour-long meeting ended early, so that's why I hopped on here early. So, alright, I'm going to say that's good. Ooh, I've made a mess today. Alright. I'm going to slide that on there. I'm sure I'm not holding this right at all. I'm just going to pour that into there. Now, I don't think my recipe called for ice in the glass, but I'm not going to put any ice in this one since I showed it. And then I don't have an orange peel. Normally you would garnish this with an orange peel, but I'm not going to, so someone's suggesting I should put ice in here. Not as delicious. Again, depending on how good your vermouth is, mine isn't that great. I'd adjust the ratios, and that's why I did a 1/2 ounce of sweet vermouth and then 1.5 ounces of gin. But you can always add more gin. So that is today's episode of Quarantine Cocktails. If you are new to following this or following me on Twitter, got like 100 new followers today because of the stress. So that's cool. Thank you for joining. And I will be back this weekend, probably with some different, we won't do the brunch cocktail thing again. Those weren't that great. So I'll find some new classic cocktails that we haven't done yet that use dry vermouth or brandy. So have a good Friday. I've had a good week, pretty happy. So I will see you all this weekend for another episode of Quarantine Cocktails, and as always, stay safe and wash your hands. I will see you all later.